Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this incredible Wednesday. My name is Dudzord and I work on game dev here on Twitch. And today we'll be working on Standalone, which is that game right over there on that corner, which is an RTS that we are building in Unreal Engine. Yeah, it's a game that it's been in development for a couple of years already. We also have a Steam page. So yeah, I'm gonna get started as soon as the IDE like starts working, because again, IDE is slow, Unreal is slow. We already know the deal. But while we wait, I think that probably we can. Yeah, I can tell you what I'll be working on today, which will be pretty cool. So, the first thing or the first task for today will be this one. So, we'll be adding a UI button, like a UI button here, like at the top or something, which is essentially a toggle button. And this button essentially specifies what is the default behavior whenever a new guard is assigned to a fortress. So fortresses are these little like buildings right here. And by default, we have always one guard that belongs to your team guarding it. And by default, I think we are choosing whoever has like the highest attack. Sorry, the highest health. And the highest health usually means that it has like the least attack. They are both kind of inversely proportional to one another. So the higher your health, the least your attack damage is. So you have a button that by default chooses whoever has the highest health to guard it. So like the best defender. But there's also like a possibility of in mid-end game that you actually want to defend with like tanks and stuff, where they're also beefy and they do a lot more damage than regular units. So we need essentially a way to tell the game, okay, from now on, whenever you are gonna assign a new guard, you're gonna choose the one with the lowest health, highest damage throughput, or the one with the highest health, lowest damage throughput. And we'll do this by having like a toggle button, okay, which will have like switching textures or text or something. Yeah, that's the plan. So this already exists in the Warcraft 3 version, and we will essentially be doing the same thing for our Unreal version. So yeah, that's the plan for the first task. Now, for the second task, we'll be doing show the hover selection ring when box selecting. So currently, if you are hovering the mouse over one unit, well, it's better when this runs. So I can like live demo and stuff. But again, this is very slow. It's still opening. But yeah, whenever you hover a unit, kind of like I'm doing here with these boxes, you can see like it changes to a lighter color. The same kind of happens in the game. Okay, so whenever you have your mouse hovering one of the units, you kind of already know which unit you are gonna select if you click. And we want to do the same thing, but for the box selection mode. So essentially, there's a way of, yeah, I can't replicate it here, but there's a way of you selecting one start point, then you click and drag, and it like draws a selection box, and all the units inside that selection box will get selected. And yeah, we want to essentially preview what the selection will be. Yeah, so that's the plan for both tasks of today. But again, I'm still waiting for the IDE to open because it's hella slow. Okay, and today, hello, the real Jessica, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Welcome. think it's your first time here. Well, you will probably came from a team raid. Yeah. Oh my god, this is so slow. This is so slow. Thanks, going well. It's my first time chatting, yes. Nice, nice, nice. How was that game not 9-0? Hello, Simonat. Good morning. Yeah, Portugal completely like dominated the game. It was cool. So, the real Jessica. I'm Dudezord. I also do game dev here on Twitch. We have several games that we work on. And essentially every day I choose one to work. And today I decided that I'll be working on this Unreal Engine project. But there's also another game that I do in Unity, which is like a board game that me and a friend created. And there's also another game that I'm doing in Godot, which is like a pinball prototype, which you might have seen if you came like from a Twitch raid, from a team raid or something. But that one is the pinball prototype is a personal project that I'm trying to see how feasible it is, how interesting it is, and start like giving it slowly to people to test and give me feedback. And if people enjoy it, then I'll probably turn it into like a real game. Oh my god, this is so slow. Come on, you can do it. It's compiling shaders still. Also, does Ronaldo sleep in an oxygen tent? He looks like about 30, not 40. If I were to guess, probably. If you watch like any documentary about him, about what he does when he's not actually like training football, dude like spends all of his free time like connected to machines and stuff. He's very like obsessed with recovery. Yeah. GG, thank you for the follow. The real Jessica. I mean, I don't know if you are the real one, because my wife is also named Jessica. So, I kind of think my wife is the real one, but sure. Fun little bit of information there. But I think I had already told you in the past. Does she spell it Jessica? Absolutely not. And if I were to guess, you also don't spell it that way. Funny memes. Okay. Let's see what has people been working on, because I haven't opened this for the past week, so I don't know the state this is in. Okay, then she's the real Jessica. Yeah. Also, do you actually spell your name like that? That's crazy. Okay, so what do we have? Okay, we had the... Okay, I'm starting it again. I'd on the internet, yeah. Makes sense. At least you can have like unique usernames doing that. Okay, so now we have like this you are yellow thing. Okay, so we are the yellow team. We have these beautiful particles that tells us which are our fortresses. Yeah, I think this also changed. This also changed like the menu buttons there. You can also like check the score. No, it doesn't open, but fine. Oh yeah, I don't have middle mouse button because the mouse is dying. Well, how am I supposed to move the map? Fuck. Okay. Hold on. Can I? Gameplay. Yeah, this should be enabled, but they freaking disable edge scrolling for the editor. I don't know why. UE is eating your bitrate. Oh, am I skipping frames? Or am I? Is the stream lagging or just like pixelated a little bit? Yeah, I actually don't think I can play this game now because I don't have the middle mouse button, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, my mouse is dying. I think this is gonna be the last stream of this mouse. I already purchased the new one. It should arrive today. Brought today. I thought your name was Geika until I heard someone pronounce it. Been misreading it forever. I had to refresh stream, yeah. Oh. Yeah, I dropped 155 frames. But I guess that now it's working. Okay, in any case, it seems that we had some UI updates. Damn, this flag is freaking giant. Oh, there comes the other bastards. Okay, we need to start defending ourselves. We are gonna get cooked. Okay, I'm gonna spam. Oh, look at that. It's really cool. Don't feel bad, everyone does except for speakers of French, Portuguese and Hungarian. You're back now, it's all good. Okay, thank you. Okay, let's push. Yeah. Okay, it's actually gonna be like a pain in the ass to play this game. So yeah. Essentially, this is the game, okay? So we have this European map right here. So Ireland, England, France, Portugal, Spain, all of these beautiful countries. Yeah, I can't like smoothly move the camera. I'm sorry. I just can do it like this. But essentially, we have around 300 units around. I need to start spamming these guys. We have around 300 of these fortresses around the entire map, and whoever gets like 100 or something wins. So essentially, you start with a couple of them, and you need to spend your gold. So currently I have 124 gold. You need to spend gold in order to purchase units. And then essentially you start throwing units at your enemy as fast as possible. You know? And you try to go after their stronger units and stuff like that. I'm just trying to like spam a little bit just to see if we can defend a little longer, so we can, yeah, as you can see, like the other players are actually bots. Okay, so you already support single player mode if you wanted, but in reality this is a multiplayer game. It's gonna support up to 20 players playing at the same time, and yeah, I mean it's pretty neat. It's pretty neat. Damn, okay, these guys are crazy. Oh, I don't have enough gold. What do you mean? But yeah, this is the game. So essentially, we can see that green is trying to conquer me. The red team is coming from the south. And is trying to conquer Albania. Green is all over Italy and France and all of that. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. Okay, so let's try with... let's try creating this task that we need to do. A 20-player RTS game would be cool, like Risk on Overload. This originated as a Warcraft 3 mod. That mod is 20 years old by now. and it's still in development, and there's like hundreds of people that still play it on a weekly basis. But we thought, well, this kind of needs a like a, I wouldn't call it a modern take, but it kind of needs like an upgrade in terms of like performance, graphics. You know, like we need to bring the same game, but like to today, and kind of leave the past a little bit. So yeah, the members of that community started working on this around 2 years ago. They chose Unreal 5 to that, and we've been making steady progress, essentially. So we had members of the community modeling all of this. Thank you for the follow, people. Yeah, I think that's people. Hello, welcome to the stream. So we had members of the community modeling the entire game. We have a bunch of programmers for it. I'm one of them. And essentially we are about feature parity with the original Warcraft 3 mod. But yeah, you are calling it Risk on Overload, but the name of the mod is actually called Risk Reforged. So yeah, it's a take on the Risk board game, but in real time. So instead of being turn-based, it's real-time strategy. And again, it's very simple to pick up and play. You select your fortresses, you spend gold on units, and you throw the units at the enemy. There are no upgrade trees, there are no inventory to manage, there's nothing like that. You're just spawn and throw it at the enemy. And yeah, usually with 20 players, it takes around like 1 hour something to resolve who the winner is. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty fun to play. I suck at it immensely. And usually I only play with bots. And I mean, the bots just completely annihilate me. But yeah, it's a cool game. And we have, I think I've already pasted it, but I'll paste it again. We have a Steam page where if you are interested, I invite you to wishlist the game. We were hoping to have like a public, like early access thing going on by the end of the year. I don't know if we are able to do that, because we also applied to a Epic Mega Grant, which is something like Epic Games does, which they partially fund your game if they find like your game is like interesting enough and unique enough. And yeah, we were rejected alongside another hundreds of games. And their rejection letter was, we are not interested. GG. So no feedback whatsoever. Although there's not a single RTS proper game done in Unreal, we are developing a ton of our own unique technology to make sure that the game like runs smoothly. And we were also willing to provide some of the libraries that we are building as open source for the community, and yeah, they still said no. So GG. But I mean, we'll continue working on this. It's still a fun project, and yeah, we'll need to find probably some funding. I don't know, maybe Kickstarter or something. But yeah, I mean, that's usually the gist of making games, you know, like usually there's not enough money for these things and people work on these on their free time. Don't feel bad, I got rejected this year as well. They did blah for feedback. It was more useless than a trapdoor in a canoe. I got a Mega Grant a few years ago, so I think it was just tough this year and Epic was short on cash. From what I've seen, mostly all of the Mega Grants for this year went to Fortnite experiences. Unreal Engine for Fortnite. So yeah, they're kind of shitting on the regular game devs and trying to promote Fortnite even more. I mean, Fortnite is their money-making machine, so they're trying to promote that UEFing thing. Yeah, I mean, they released the... I mean, they already released like 1 or 2 years ago. but they have like a specific editor for Fortnite, which is UEFN, which is like a simpler version of Unreal Engine that people can use and build experiences for Fortnite. And then they have like a one-click upload to Fortnite, almost like Roblox, I would say. And I mean, they just want people to spend money, you know. And currently Fortnite is their money-making project, so I tried to build our gaming UEFN, but verse made me see red. Yeah, there's also that requirement where if you go UEFN, then you need to use the verse language, which is probably the worst language that I've ever seen. Yeah, but I've never tried working on it, but I've seen like snippets, and boy, it's such a stupid syntax. It doesn't make any sense. But oh well, it's their choice. Okay. In any case, let's try and build this freaking UI stuff. I think it's UI S, and then HUD. Oh, we have like tons of HUDs. HUDs, learn, and lobby, observer, survival. Oh. Okay, so they're building different HUDs. Yeah, so another thing that I wasn't able to show you here is that we are also building new game modes. So we have like a survival game mode where you are trying like to defend friends, and we are spawning enemies automated every X seconds, going from all of the sides, and you essentially need to try and defend friends for as long as possible. And we are spawning more and more units. And then we also have like a conqueror mode where the bot is trying to defend, for example, friends, and you have the ability of like send units towards friends and try to conquer it back. And we also built a naval mode, so you can spawn like the little boats and fight in the water stuff. Pretty cool stuff. I thought it might look better to you because of your Rust skills. Yeah, my Rust skills kind of suck, but yeah. Verse Unreal Engine. But I mean, the syntax, it's like shitty as hell. I don't know where I've seen. I mean, I haven't tried to write a single line of code in verse, but verse language gets started. Programming onboard guide. Yeah, I don't want videos. Can you show me like code? The fuck is this? Can you give me like complex code for me to look at? These are just if-else's, but I don't know. I mean, it's just another proprietary language that you'll need to only use on this engine. I think that kind of sucks. I mean, there's already Lua for this type of scripting, so why not go with Lua, you know? Right, it's scrapped as Haskell and C# had a baby and left in the woods to become feral. That's funny. I literally threw a keyboard in rage, no thanks. The weird transacts whatever was very odd looking. Yeah. Okay, but yeah, as I was saying, for the past week or the past month, we've also been building different game modes and some like mini games while you are queuing up for a lobby and you are waiting for people to join your lobby. We'll have like mini games that you can play just to keep you a little bit entertained. Okay, in any case, I think I need to work on that button there. So GG, this is our UI. This is our UI, and I think I'll need to add like some button here at the top or something, which you can click. Toggle. S string first char decides compute char. Is that a real piece of code? Oof. That's kind of like Link for C# maybe, but like, again, way shittier syntax. I don't know. The thing is, I don't even know what that code is supposed to do, you know? Like, I don't know. I know that they are also trying to go with verse because they want to get rid of blueprints. So they want to get rid of like this and force people to write verse because verse will replace blueprints somehow. So yeah, I wonder if like some of the syntax that they have is like for like these sequences and if else's here and loops and stuff, but I don't know, bro. Feels like verse is bringing the same task T in C# to let them multi-thread it magically, but not really. Not sure really. Yeah. I don't know. I don't like it. And well, they only want to release it, I think it's by the end of 27. So hopefully this game will be done by then. Because I can't imagine as like porting all of our stuff into verse. That will be like just freaking painful. Okay. In any case, we'll need a button. So this is the kill bonus, and we'll need something. Okay, so we already have like these UIC HUD kill bonus thing. Oh, but this is not C#. Sorry, this is not a C++ code. I mean, we are kind of already trying to get rid of blueprints, where we essentially create like an other parent type for blueprints, which then the UI blueprints can derive from, and then all of the code lives in C++ land and not in blueprint land. So we are already kind of doing it for a bunch of stuff. But I mean, then you can work on C++, you know, and C++ is cool because if you have questions, you throw an LLM at it, and the LLM will say, your code is shit, and this is what you need to fix it. And now if you have a new language that the LLMs are not trained on, maybe that's good, you know? Maybe they're doing it because then people will keep their jobs because the LLM won't be able to code in verse or whatever it's called. I don't know. They sure have a long-term goal for it. I just don't know which one. Okay. In any case, I want to have something here at the top. You know, something. I think that maybe I will put it right there for now. We're gonna call this. What's this called? UI button. Switch guard. Okay, I'll call it like switch guard button, switch guard or something. Yep. I'll also need to change its parent somehow. Oh no, because this won't work. Okay, hold on. So first I'll need to create a C++ type. Okay, where is this? UI. Minor system. King of the hill. Nice. Just stick to 5. They say the transition will be the same as 4 to 5, and that was a multi-year poop show. So I'd wait. Yeah, I didn't expect to see promote Unity as an accessible engine to UE devs on the roadmap. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think I'm probably very wrong on this, but I think that the verse thing is gonna bite them in the ass. But at the same time, well, now that I think about it, it kind of makes sense with the mega grants, you know, because they're essentially just giving money to people that are willing to learn verse. you know. So maybe that's their plan. But I mean, learning a specific language for an engine just means that people will get stuck working on that engine forever. I don't know. I don't know. It's already it's just like a giant engine. It's already very tough to work on and understand all the nooks and crannies of it. And if you're even adding a new language on top of it and forcing people to use that language, I don't know. I don't know where that can be a good thing. I really don't. I do understand that the blueprints thing is not ideal. It's like a pain in the ass probably to manage on their side, because you're essentially turning boxes into code that is generated automatically, and that's a pain in the ass to like fix bugs on. I can understand that, but I mean, then just drop the blueprints entirely. Don't create anything else. People already know your C++ API, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Okay. So we'll need to somehow create like a button here. So we have this elf bar widget. Movement, progress bar, minimap, unit selection, stats. Where the hell are we putting this stuff? So I essentially want to create like a C like class placeholder so I can derive my thing from. Unit button widget, yeah. This is kind of what I want, but I will need to move this somewhere else. Replay controls. Because this is not gonna be a fortress selection, this is gonna be generic stuff. I mean, it's whatever. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna do this here. I'm gonna put these guys here. And now I need to somehow replace all of these guys here. So this is gonna be UMOE change guard button widget. Sure. Let me also rename this guy here. Oh. MOE change guard button widget. No. It's fine. Okay, now the same thing to the C++. Edit rename, MOE change guard button widget C++. Good job. Okay, and now I need to change it here. Bloop. Done. And okay, good job. I think you're right, but they are focusing on trying to capture the Roblox market. They finally got adapted by industry worldwide, and now they want to reinvent the wheel. I mean, Blueprints is just a wrapper. Blueprints are just a wrapper in the same way that their new language is just a wrapper, you know? That language doesn't actually compile to anything. It's like an interpreted language that compiles to, that generates C++ underneath. So, I don't know. If they were going with a language that they would say, no, this language is going to be useful for more things, and you'll be able to use this for like critical missions and whatever, and do websites with it and all of that, then people will have like an incentive to learn a new language. But now, oh yeah, we are a stupid, complicated engine because we do everything and their mother, and we are trying to conquer the world by doing everything from small like clock faces to car dashboards to games. So because we can do that, in order for you to work with us, you'll also need to know like a new complicated language that no one else uses for anything. That's just stupid. That's just dumb. And I've been working with Unreal like for a bunch of time, and not exclusively in game engine, in game development work. I've used Unreal Engine to do like a 3D virtual sets for television and stuff. So I have like non-game dev experience with it, and the good thing about blueprints is that non-technical people can like move boxes and around, you know, and connect stuff and change values here. And if you are introducing like a new layer of complication, you know, like those design people won't be able to actually like tweak stuff and prototype stuff easily. I mean, I can almost assure you that if they actually drop like blueprints and stuff, I'll probably never create an Unreal Engine game on my own, like ever. I've never did so, but I think I would. I wouldn't even ever consider it. Yeah, I don't think they are thinking about the cost to studios to train people, rebuild tools, redo workflows. Yeah, exactly. Like they're it's gonna take a long time for people to be as well versed in verse as they are in blueprints and C++ and stuff. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's gonna be shitty. I hope they. I think they are just trying to be greedy, you know. They're trying to be greedy. They're trying to lock people to their engine so people can go work elsewhere. Because if you are forced to learn verse, then you don't have an incentive either to learn C# or C++ or whatever. Which means you'll only be able to use Unreal Engine now and forever. Yeah, they're just being greedy as fuck. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, in any case, this change guard button widget is literally gonna be one button. It's literally gonna be one button. So we have the clicked and update visuals. I don't think I need any of this nonsense of getters. I don't think I'll need any of these nonsense. I'm probably gonna need the on click, but I think that's the only thing I'll need, honestly. What more? Yeah, maybe I'll need to have like a text inside. No, I think I'll for now I'll just like change the text on the button or something. Epic says UE6 new gameplay framework, Scene Graph, is being built on Verse so that global state concurrency, persistence, and large-scale live worlds can be handled more by the runtime instead of by each game team, writing lots of custom networking back-end code. In Epic's words, the goal is game code that can be written as if it were running on a single machine, while the runtime distributes work across servers behind the scenes. Okay. But why do they need a new language for that? Why? Why do they need a language for that? It still makes absolutely no sense why they would need to do it there, you know? I don't know. I don't know. I don't care. Hopefully, I'll never have to touch it. If I do, it might as well be with a like 10-foot pole or something. Yeah, I don't want that style. I'm gonna remove this. Get rid of this. The fuck is a text button? Image button. Unclicked. Get rid of all of this nonsense. Good job. Update button visuals. Yeah, I don't think I'll need this either. No, I'll need to do this because I'll need to change the text. Okay, we'll get there. But in any case, I'm gonna make this one empty, set button data we don't need, and this one we don't need. Okay, good job. And now we reload. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they would need to go with a new language for that. Yeah. I mean, all of that things that they're saying, they could go with Rust. And Rust would make it safe by default. I guess you could do it with existing language, but with a wild framework that handles it. So may as well go the old functional route with verse. Yeah, but now they are... The issue is that now they are doing a new language and implementing stuff with a new language. So it's like double the work, you know? I don't know. Okay. I did delete something from here that I shouldn't have deleted. It's going to be one of these for sure. I don't know. I mean, I do understand that probably in the long run is gonna like make sense, like money-wise and stuff, but is this playing like the same song twice in a row? Okay, I have the same song twice. Oops, that was funny. That never happened before. That never happened before. Okay. What are we complaining about? I never understand these freaking issues. Hold on. Link. Class U function. U delegates on unit button clicked. Which is here. Declare dynamic multicast delegate. Yes. Void delegate wrapper. It's already defined. Oh, okay, it's already defined elsewhere. So on change guard button clicked. Sorry, my guy, you are correct. Yuki Duki, hello, good morning. People ask what it takes for me to be happy in life. I tell them two things: a cat, and for my code to compile on first try with AI. Um, okay, I do have a cat. I don't really enjoy AI that much. But nowadays, without AI. Without AI. Okay, that makes a whole lot more sense. We enjoy cats, yeah. We are a cat first stream. Welcome, welcome. I swear to God, he's in the walls, he's in my keyboard, he's in my phone, the AI. And it's just gonna get worse. Just gonna get worse. Yeah. Me personally, I don't enjoy the AI stuff that much. I mean, I don't even go into the details of how I feel like about it, because I've already talked about it a ton, and I know it annoys some people when I say the things I say. But just take a look at the employment market right now. I mean, I'm currently unemployed. I can't find a freaking job. Every job posting that I see, they kind of require people to know already how to work with AI or be okay with working with AI. At the same time, there have been like plenty of layoffs from big companies because they are, for some reason, AI motivated, and the money that they are not paying people, they are spending on tokens for God knows why. I don't know. It makes no sense to me. What is this huge map? It's a test map. Hold on. Yeah, my PC is like crashing. Yeah, it crashes whenever I change here. Oh yeah, so that's why it was like lagging before. It was because it was like compiling all of the shaders. Yeah, that's why. So it was like using GPU to 100%. Yeah, okay, that makes sense now. Half my responses here are AI now. No. Well, either you trained an AI to talk with you, or to talk just like you, or you keep like saying deranged stuff. So I still trust that you are a real person behind the keyboard. What's next? AI powered toilet optimized flushes? Well, probably with like a dookie detector, which like detects if your dookies are healthy or not, and then they send a report to your boss or something. I don't know. Twitch agent. Simon, don't forget the AI pull requests. Made a bot to do that this week internally, to write new documentation based on the git diffs. Actually works. Yeah, I actually don't know what that default map is. Let's, well, I know what it's supposed to be, but I've never used it. I've never used any of the test maps in here. Okay, where the hell is this? Level, level, level. Maybe it's not called level, maybe it's called map. Hold on. Movement tests map. Yeah. So it's this map. And yeah, essentially we have like a bunch of tests. Oh, we killed someone. Good job. Single file column keeps tight space. I mean, I'm just gonna play it. I don't know what the hell this does, but my understanding is that this is supposed to be like a kind of unit tests, you know, for our AI movement code. See, like, wah. She's pretty cool. Let's see. Look at this. So we can test like the collision stuff if people get out of the way from one another. You know, it's pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. Merging. See, like, pretty cool. They can find like the small holes in between the gaps and stuff. I mean, sometimes they still get like stuck, you know. So we will, yeah, we use this like to like check the state of stuff. I mean, it's pretty cool. Yeah, island movement. If you can like walk in the water, you cannot. Good job. If you can walk along the terrain with trees and stuff, the attack stuff. I mean, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Okay, let me read a little bit more. AI is cool for code completion. I don't have to type a 16-letter word, but other than that, I'd rather know the code that's being used in my app. I actually stopped using, well, that's not entirely true, but I stopped using GitHub Copilot, usually here in VS Code. So I don't have auto-completion there, or AI auto-completion there. I do have it in Rider, but it's weird because sometimes I'm like writing stuff, you know, like I typed a single F and now it's like showing all of these nonsense. But sometimes I want to click on start, oh sorry, on enter to select this, but then enter actually selects the first thing here. So it's like freaking weird. So I do need to like remember when to click tab and when to click enter. I don't know, it's weird. But yeah, I do agree that for code completion, it saves a ton of work. For writing entire code by yourself or for yourself, I don't like it that much. I don't blame AI for that. I blame the crappy companies and their greedy directors. Yeah, exactly. Because usually what's happening right now is that non-technical people, I would say that mostly these decisions are coming from non-technical people. They believe that they can have a single person like controlling like 5 AI agents at once, almost as if one person could do the work of 5 or 6. But that's not really how it works. You know, that's not really how it works. Yeah, so this lags a ton whenever I change maps. Noted. So they will end up spending probably even more money than if they had hired 5 different people to do that job. Because I mean, tokens cost is like through the roof right now. And it's just getting more and more expensive because hardware costs also keep increasing. So I don't know. Documentation is a cool use case because the code already exists. You just describe it, 7-out. Yeah. Another cool thing for AI to do is unit tests. So if you have like code already, you can ask like, okay, I have this function that I would like to test. And please create me unit tests that cover like all of the if else's and for loops and stuff in this function. And the AI is usually pretty good at that as well. Just make sure that it cannot actually like change your regular code. AI stool analysis would be cool. You'd weigh your poop by volume and fiber content. Fun fact, over 50% of internet traffic is AI bot scrollers. Yeah. Like Team Fortress 2 Spy said, it could be you, it could be me, it could be any one of us. Your excreta has displaced 56 millimeters of water with an estimated weight of 200 grams. Nice. I mean, if it displaced 56 millimeters of water, yeah, never mind. What I was gonna say. Yeah, that one is one of the ones that drop, because then you have floaties as well, and the ones that float usually need to weigh less than the water displacement. So you can calculate density as well. Reminds me of my physics exam when I calculate Sophia to be swimming at a rate of minus 19.7 kilometers per hour. Yeah, it's not the map that kills OBS. It's like changing the map requires like shaders to quickly recompile and stuff. So I think that's the issue. Yeah, running EV2 engines gets really tiring fast. That's true. Even one is very complicated. It's hard to keep up with the rate of changes. They'd be spending 6-7k per month on slop AI code that is worse than junior dev code. Debatable. If you are like a proper senior engineer and you know like how the entire code base is working, and if you actually write like proper instructions to the AI, usually the AI can write good enough code, better than the junior would do. The issue is that the AI will be generating so much code so fast that a single person cannot possibly review that. So you can't actually be assured that all of the changes that the AI is making is in goodwill, and they won't bite you in the butt in the future. That's an entire employee salary per year for a worse junior dev. I love unit tests. Is that Persona music? Disturbing the peace. Good morning, Duarte. How's it going? My fella Portuguese friend. Hello, lol. They don't though. They could just be hollow inside. I really need to mash and compact the poop for an accurate measurement to remove any internal voids. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Yeah, let's make that button. Okay, so UI as HUD. Hold on. First I'll need to create a blueprint variant of this. So I have like the unit button widget. Fuck. What's it called? It's not the unit action. Is it? Parent class user widget. No. It's not this. Okay, what if I call it button? The fuck is that not used anymore? Can I see where the hell this is being used? 5 derived blueprint classes. Ooh. Multi-select unit. Oh, okay. So there's this unit queued stuff. Okay, so it's a UI C. I guess that C is like from component. And then there's like this button here. Multi-select building. Multi-select building, multi-select unit. Okay. Gotcha. Okay, so I'm gonna duplicate this. It's gonna be UCI and this is gonna be change guard or guard selection or whatever. Okay, and now we need to change the parent class of this guy, if I remember how. If I can remember how. How do I change the parent? It's not a parent blueprint, I think. There's like a drop down somewhere. So I can change like this parent class here. It's in graph view. Help. Where the hell is this? Bind. Is it in graph mode? The hell? I can't find it. But I always have this issue. I always have the issue of finding where do I actually need to do this stuff. Unreal blueprint, change parent class. Blueprint properties at the top. The fuck? I can't find it. File reparent. Oh, do I need to call reparent actually? Oh, cool. Change guard. Reparent. Hell yeah, good job. Good job. Okay, so what the hell is that text? Legacy. Oh, so I actually have this text here, which I'll be able to change. Well, I actually wonder if I can because this is apparently this being like a generic button somewhere. But it's whatever. Okay, I want to get rid of this thing here. Also, I have this frame. The hell is this frame? Then we have the building button. Okay, we'll keep it like this for now. Okay. Oh, no, I'm gonna change the building text to be like LH. Or lowest health, and then clicking it, it should change it to highest health. Yeah, maybe I can lowest health. Can I put an enter here? I can, and then yeah, I go from lowest health to highest health. Maybe it's gonna work. Okay, so now we can go back to a UIS HUD. It's gonna be this one. Good job. And now I can add a change guard button somewhere along here. Beautiful. And I'm gonna call it change guard. And I don't know, but I think that probably here is good enough. I mean, YOLO. Kinda YOLO. Do I put it like in the corner or something? Or even here? I don't know. Okay, let's see how this looks. Okay, I clicked play. Now it's lagging a ton again. You are yellow. Okay, so my lost health is there. My lowest health button is there. Which is good. Which is good. It's kind of what I wanted. Although I'll probably need to change its position somehow. Where is this guy? It's here. System bar. Character. Selection. Okay, what about anchors though? So I have the minimap. Yeah, I kind of wanted to anchor that to the right side of this. I actually don't know if it's possible. I actually don't know if it's possible. Okay. Will it look better now? Certainly not. But I mean, it also doesn't need to look that pretty. As long as it works, it's fine. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of annoying me that I cannot actually move the map around. Oh, I can use the arrow keys. Okay, good job. Okay. What more can we do here? So I have this like show unit, hide unit that I don't care about. I have all of these variables that I do not care about, so I'm just gonna... What the hell is a populated container? Oh, it's this. I see. I see. And there's like this overlay. Font. Beautiful. Okay, so we have this button here. Now the question is, how do we plug this so that when we click the button, we actually send like a message to the player controller? Because we have, I think it's a function called assign new guard or something. Yeah, we have this function here, assign new guard, which, I mean, this just assigns it by default. So probably need to check. Yeah, we need to check where this is getting called from. So find usages. Awesome. My wife is saying that one of the electrical poles near our house, one of the cables is like lit. Good job. But still have electricity, so GG. Okay, so we have this function here, which... So we have scan for passing units, where it checks nearby units for their health, like lowest health stuff. So we will essentially need to have like a boolean here that detects if we are looking for the lowest health or the highest health. You know? And then this selects the best unit. So this is one possible place for this. Can I like... Well, they're kind of tagged already. Okay, so we have this second we have this second function, which is new guard, find new guard. And this function is called scan for passing units. Then we have this find new guard method, which apparently does the health check as well. So we have two functions now. We have scan for passing units, and we have find best, find new guard. Yeah. And then what does this guy do? Replacement ID, find replacement guard. And find replacement guard. So we have three. Okay, we have three different functions that kind of do similar stuff. So yeah, that's kind of annoying. So we have scan for passing units. That checks health stuff. And calls assign new guard on itself. Okay, and scan for passing units, where is this called from? On process fortress. Oh boy. Okay, so this is the first path. Okay, what about the second path? We have a handle guard assignment, which calls find new guard. Okay, and find new guard is only used there. Yes. And all guard assignment, and this is called on process fortress as well. Okay, so we already have like this weird stuff going on. Okay, we shall continue. Then we have constrain guard to circle, which calls find replacement guard. Okay, what about this constraint guard to circle? This comes from handle guard assignment, which comes from process fortress. Okay, then we have this new defender ID. Okay, which is on switch defender. Okay, but switch defender is okay. Switch defender is you manually switch from one to the other. So this one is okay, because this one you decide to do that. Okay, and then we have on register fortress. Okay, so that doesn't matter. Okay, we have three functions: scan for passing units, find new guard, and find replacement guard, that apparently are doing the exact same thing. So let's see. So this guy gets a fortress ID and fortress data. It queries for all of the entities around the fortress, and then it checks for whoever entity has the lowest health that is not a transport or naval and is alive, and then it assigns it automatically. Okay, and this is called where exactly? If guard entity is none. if none, this. Okay, and then here is if guard entity not none. And this is weird as hell, isn't it? Okay, can I zoom in? Oof, not like this. Maybe like this. It's okay, it's okay. Okay, so we have these three weird functions here. Scan for handle guard. Okay, so if you don't have a guard, it scans for all of the units and returns units with the lowest health. But the thing is that this is gonna pick from any... This is gonna pick from any team. Yeah, this is gonna pick any team, independently of which team ID the unit belongs to. So I would say that these are for the cases where the guard dies and you don't have anyone nearby it, and then you are just like scanning for units. And then by default you pick the one with the lowest health, because it's whoever is like the nearest one. Okay. What about handle guard assignment? So handle guard assignment comes from when you already have a guard assigned. I mean, does this ever get called? Like, this is so weird. Because, so here if guard entity is not none, we try to constrain it. If it's not none, we try to constrain it. If we still have like the guard entity there. But I mean, constraining is just like moving it around. Yeah, but this also calls the find replacement guard. Check if a guard is outside the allowed radius. Look for a friendly replacement before snapping back. Okay, hold on. So this only enters here if we have a guard. So if we don't have a guard, we do this. If we have a guard, we do that. So if we have a guard, this is always true. And we try to constrain it. So it only stops being valid if the guard died in that frame. And if the guard died in that frame, then we need to find a new guard. Yeah. And then we prefer a friendly. If we have a friendly nearby, we prefer friendly. If not, we prefer the enemy. Okay, so this makes sense. But I mean... Okay, so essentially this ensures that if the guard dies in that same frame, it kind of gets replaced immediately. Although if we were to use the other method, like this might take like a couple of frames to stabilize. But I would say that the scan for passing units, I don't know. Because the thing with the scan for passing units, this is going to be weird, because what if... So this doesn't care about the team at all, but you'll have like the new setting, like the new button, like lowest health or highest health to select. But that should only apply to your team and not like to the fortresses that belong to you. So that's when one of your unit dies, it kind of selects another one automatically, and it should automatically choose the highest one. So I don't think that would happen on the scan for passing units either. It will probably need to be on Endel Guard assignment. Yeah, because then we have the constraint. Yeah, then we have the constraint. And this calls like find replacement. But here in theory... Yeah, here in theory, you're already constraining by your own team. So this one should have that check. So to do, check by lowest, highest health, highest health. So we need to do it here. What else do we need to do it? So this is if the guard just moves outside of its circle, it automatically selects a new one. Find replacement guard. So these are, this is on the constraint. But if the guard just died, then on find new guard, if it's a friendly guard, or friendly guard. Yeah, if it's a friendly guard, we need to do a check based on lowest and highest. Oof. Okay. Gotcha. But I mean, how do I need to grab? Okay, I think I'll need to grab the player controller. I'll need to grab the player controller. And if I'm the owner, of this fortress, then I do it one way or the other. Okay. Okay, so if I go on MOE player controller, I think I will have to have like a new enum here, which is going to be an enum called guard selection. Something like this. Lowest health. Okay. And then I will need to create like this enum somewhere. On ability data. Nah. Okay, where am I creating all of this? Game state types, no. Blueprint definitions, no. Ability, AI, movement, base command, attack, ECS subsystem. Maybe on the ECS subsystem it makes sense. ECS types, maybe. MOE types. Yeah, I think I like MOE types. Okay, so there's actually like a types folder. Okay. So we have the game state, and then we have MOE types, which is like random stuff. Okay, so how do I create an enum? Okay, like this. It's gonna be MOE. No, guard selection. And then I call it lowest health. I mean, do I need this stuff? Probably, because then I can use the this string to populate the button. So I'm gonna do lowest health and highest health. Highest health. Okay, guard selection. And this guard selection is now going to be part of this MOE player controller. Pretty cool. And then whatever we are going to do on the change guard button widget, whenever we call this, we'll need to grab the MOE player controller and then like do something with it. Okay. Do I have the MOE player controller here? No. I don't get it from here. So how do I actually bind stuff to here? B image unclicked calls this, then we have the unclicked broadcast. Okay, so I wonder if, I mean, this doesn't have any usages. Okay. Well, I need to go drink some water and stretch a little bit. I'm very hot currently inside, so I'll take a quick, like, less than 5 minutes break if it's okay with you, and I'll be right back. Yo, I'm back. Okay, so did this change the scene? He did change the scene. Okay, so my preview is way late. Refresh. Good job. Hello everyone, again. So the plan now is we should have a button already. Okay, so the button already lives in this UIS HUD, which is this button right here. But I need to plug it somewhere. I need to like bind it to something. And I don't know where I should bind it to. I don't know where I should bind it to. Hold on. So this is on selection stuff. Yeah, then we have this, and this creates all of this nonsense, and it calls initialize fortress display. Okay, and then if we go the show for fortress thing, it initializes the purchase buttons, which we'll call on purchase button clicked, which is gonna send this purchase command, which is gonna grab the player controller and just do something. Okay, so we kind of want this part here. All right. Okay, so whenever we call this handle button clicked, we want to grab the player controller, Alt Enter. We want to grab this player controller, and we will want to say PC guard selection. It's gonna be new guard selection. Good job, we did it. We did it. Okay, maybe I don't need this stuff here. We did it. Now we just need to like check what the new guard selection is. So we can say that new guard selection is going to be equals to eGuard selection lowest health. So this is by default. But now we need to check if PC guard selection. No, hold on. Okay, so I can do it like this. It's probably better. So if this, then we go to the highest health, and else if highest health, we go lowest health. Okay, something like this. And besides doing this, we also need to call like refresh button, and we can pass like the guard selection or something. I don't know. So I can create a member function called refresh button, which takes a guard selection. Then I can create a definition for it. And then the only thing that I want actually is I want to change this text here, this common text here. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. So how do I actually bind this? I don't recall. So we have this button here that is gonna get bound. I think I'll also want to have like a text here that I want to bind, but which type is this? Text block? Something like this. It's gonna be called text block text. Text block text. Okay, maybe something like this. Okay, so we compile this, we save, we close, then we recompile this. Okay. And then here on this refresh button, we're gonna call tbtext.text equals. Okay, how do I actually get the display name from this? Does anyone know? Unreal. Get display name for enum. It is not possible to get the display from an enum. You can simply cast it to a string. That will result, well, job. Does it only work in blueprint mode? Enum. Enum get display name. Converting enums to f-string. This will get the display name of the enum. 1/4. This is gonna get the name. Okay, so I want this. Guard selection to string. Okay, but then here I'll need to do like a nav text of this, I guess. No, cannot const. Okay, how do I convert? How do I convert from string? Got it. Oh, this is an f text directly. Okay, never mind. I can literally just call this get display name. Display, hold on, display value. Get display name text by value. Finds the localized display name. The fuck? Get display name text by index. Finds the localized display name or native display name as a fallback. If called from a cooked build, this will normally return short name. By value. Get display value, get display name text. Okay, should be this. It's fine. If not, tbtext return. Okay, so we had some compilation errors here because I need to import the text block stuff. Okay. Well, where is this guy getting the button then? Oh, because I have the class here. Never mind. Text block. And does this guy then button and text block? Gotcha. Okay, I need to forward declare. Okay, I'm pretty sure that the button will work. Like by default. Update button visuals. Yeah, I don't think I need that. Sorry, bruh. Europe NWP. Okay, I think I need to change like the default level, because like changing the level from one to another is not ideal. I actually wonder how they like code up that level. Like, how do they program the like the individual tests? I should probably look into that. I would say that that's a cool like thing to learn. Map. Okay, good job. Okay, let's see if the button now is clickable, which hopefully it should be clickable, and it should like toggle from one to the other. I always have a big issue with toggle buttons, because I never know if they should show the current state or the next state. You know what I mean? Oh, okay, I'm clicking and nothing is happening. Good job. Good job. So do you have like a preference of what the hell should happen in that case? I mean, should probably show like the current state. Right? Maybe. Okay, TP text is bound. And B image. Okay, so I wonder if this is actually entering here at all. Yeah, this doesn't seem to be clickable. So I wonder. Visibility, clickable. Not hit testable, self only. Okay. But I mean, the button should be. Visibility visible. Yeah. So, why are you not working, sir? Do we know? Is enabled, okay. If I make it visible with a click, will this actually now grab the click? Might as well do. Because if not, then I don't know what the issue is. Okay, so if I move this there. I mean, well, it's not stopping because it wasn't attached. Duh. Request purchase. Okay. So if now I click on this, it's still not doing anything. The fuck? Why? Why? So this guy derives from HUD change guard button. Then it has not hit testable self only. Until you get to the button. But then the button is visible and clickable. Okay. And then this derives from this guy. So if the button is clickable. Oh, because I'm not. Okay, I think I know. I think I'm not calling. No, native construct. This should be called automatically. Shouldn't it? Okay, do I need to recompile this function? Probably do, because I did change something there. Sorry, not this function, in this class. Still building, still building. Come on. Oh. Direct text is deprecated. Please use the getter or setter. Okay, so it doesn't like this. So we should use like set text properly. Okay, so I'm gonna compile this again just to make sure. And then we get to play the game and see what the hell is happening. Okay, left coding succeeded. So now we click play, assuming that debugger is attached, which seems to be. Okay, and it's calling this. So this is removing and adding the dynamic stuff there, which is handle button clicked. Okay, and then I mean, it should work. And then when I click, okay, now it enters. Good. Okay, so maybe it's not getting any data. Okay, now it's working for some odd reason. The fuck. Okay, TB text also has stuff. Okay, I don't know what changed, but good job. Now it works. You see, lowest health, highest health. So whenever I click, now it changes the enum on the MOE player controller, and it also changes how the button looks. So I would say that now I kind of want this text to wrap around by default. I don't want to have this string like this. It should wrap. How do you wrap, sir? Wrapping. GG. GG. It was fairly easy. Okay, let's try again. We click play. And now, surely, it should show like the text. Perfectly wrapped around. Okay, so I can get rid of that thing. Okay, lowest health, highest health. Okay, good job. Good job, good job, good job. Okay, so the only thing that we need to do now is on those two methods that I added. Okay, hold on. So it's this guy here, this guy here. Guard selection, guard types. Okay, this is the button that I added. Okay, so here on the Fortress system, we have these to-dos here. To-do check by. And we have these two to-dos here. And essentially what we need to do is we need to check if the fortress or the unit belongs to us. You know? If the unit belongs to us. Because if the unit belongs to us, then we need to check the enum. And depending on the enum value, it's either going to be the lowest or the highest one. Lowest health one or highest health one. Look for a friendly replacement. Replacement ID, and it calls assign new guard. Oh. Okay, so I actually have a question now. Because this assignment is being done like automatically. But it kind of feels like this data needs to be propagated across different clients, you know. So when I call like this constraint guard to circle, I need to know that that specific player will always has like that button toggled on or off. Isn't it? I think it is. Yeah, I think it is. So if I ignore the constraint guard to circle, okay, if I first handle the other one, I have the find new guard, fortress nearby units. Yeah, but I need to know that team, whatever ID it is, if they are trying to select by lowest or by highest. So that thing needs to live in the networking layer as well. The thing is, it doesn't live on the fortress level. It doesn't live at the fortress level because fortresses do change from one team to the other. So it needs to live at the team level, but I don't think we have like team settings being sent. So actually clicking that button, it should send a new command as well. Okay, this is actually being, it's actually turning to be a little bit more complicated than I initially assumed. Yeah. So it needs to be a new command. Purchase or request purchase or something. I just want to see where the commands are. F-base command. Yeah, so that's this command type. Okay. Okay, so I have this add gold here. And it add golds per team. So I would need to have like a new system as well. So I can actually have like a Nash map of I can have a Nash map of team ID to selection mode. We don't have like a team settings system, do we? Let me see what type of system do we have. Is there something that I could reuse for this? Campfire, commands, damage data, selection data. Selection data storage. No, this is a generic. Environment, flow field, fortress, gold, health. I mean, no. I mean, these should probably belong to the fortress system. Meaning that the fortress system would have the ash map. And then the command would change the fortress system. And then on the fortress system, I would know that thing. Could also be the selection. No, it's not the selection. Okay. Okay, so we need to create a new command type. That's the first thing we need to do. So the new command type is going to be guard selection preference. Maybe. Guard selection type, guard auto selection. Maybe. Right now the fortress selects the lowest nearby unit for the guard. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it like guard auto selection here. And then it's a matter of checking where the hell all of these commands are executed, and need to do the same thing. So we have case e command type. It's going to have the guard auto selection, and we are going to call the fortress system, and then we are going to call set guard auto selection. We are going to pass the team ID. No, command dot. How do I know where player ID? Command dot player ID, and then I'll pass the command guard auto selection. Yeah, I think it's this. And break. Oh, it's actually this. Okay, so here I can put a U property. And this is going to be guard selection, add include, and then here I can call guard auto selection equals e guard lowest L. Okay, so this is the default thing. Okay, and then here on the fortress system, we will create a new public function. It's going to be a player ID. Player ID. And then here on this private path, we're going to have a map, tmap of hint 32 to a guard selection. Guard selections. Nice. Guard selections. Okay, and then here I say guard selections dot add. Oops. Add player ID guard selection. Is it like this? Key value. Set the value with a key. I'm going to call it guard auto selections. Okay. Okay. So this part here is all done. Now what I wonder is what more do I need to like do? Okay, so I'll need to send this command on the player controller. Let camera follow, resolve, stop following, follow, request, stop, request. Okay, MOE player controller is gonna be a request, guard selection. E-guard selection, guard selection. Okay, this is going to be an F-base command, command player ID is going to be my current ID. Command type is going to be auto selection, and command dot guard auto selection is going to be guard selection. And then I call send command via transport command. Okay. Good job. Good job. Okay. And here I create a declaration. Okay. And now if I go to the button here, so instead of just doing this, I'll also need to call PC request guard auto selection. And then I pass the new one. Yeah. Yep. Okay, I think I like this. Okay, and this sends the command. Okay, this sends the command. So all of this is really nice. Okay, this is the sending of the command. This is putting it on the enum. This is on the brain system. So we have like 2 places to run this apparently. Case e command type guard local PC guard local PC no command dot guard break. I don't know what this is used for. So this runs the commands move attack move blah 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 local PC. Okay, so I think that this is just like the bot kinda doing something. I don't know what how this is used. Okay, so something that I want to check is, so we have this command which is like this toggle thing, and apparently this uses the ability slot index to do something. Yep. So I want to check now how this is used, because I'm pretty sure that I need to serialize this somehow. Yeah, like this. farchive base command. Okay. Command dot guard auto selection. Good job. Okay, these all normal. Okay, I wonder if, in terms of networking, if we got it all. I mean, maybe. Okay, let's see. What did I change now? So I have this. I have a guard auto selection there. Then I'm creating it onto a T map. I have like 2 lines here. This is sending the command. Okay. I mean, in theory, now this should be working. So I'm gonna play the game. I'm gonna click the button and see if we are kept in sync. Which we should. It's very cloudy today. It's very sad. We are already in summer. And I've only been to my pool twice. And the pool has been up for 3 weeks. That's the life of a pooler. Okay, it's compiling. Cat is here. Hello, cat. Okay, declaration of Heights class member. Okay, so I can just call new guard selection. Meow meow. Hello. Okay, so now it's compiled. Now it's gonna run. I think he wants to go outside because it's almost lunchtime. But you need to wait another hour. Or at least until we finish this task. Okay, let's see now. Come on. You can do this. Okay, what do I want to do? I think I want to disable the bots. Yeah, I think I want to disable the bots. So, bots 0. Good job. And then just for giggles, we do 2 players. Hey! Oh, I don't know, you also developed on Unreal. And even made an RTS. You can do everything. Hello, AntGame64. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I have 3 projects that I'm currently working on. So I have one in Unreal, which is this one, which is a real-time strategy game called Standalone, and it originated from a Warcraft 3 mod, and we are building a modern version of it, essentially, in Unreal Engine 5. We are a group of 5 people working on this. We've been working on this for 2 years, and we are trying to make like an actual product that we can sell on Steam. So yeah, you can currently go and wishlist the game if you'd like. I would appreciate it. So that's project number 1. Then I have a second project, which is a board game that I'm making in Unity with one friend only. And but that one is almost done, I would say. It's mostly to him. Like, he wants to just the ability to play with people across the world, that version of the game. So it's a board game that we created, me and him. And he would like to have a digital version so we can play like abroad. And then the third game is the pinball game. You know? And that one is in Godot. So I have 3 games, 3 engines. Which is pretty cool. So 3 games, 3 engines. Oh, by the way, because I know you are working on a pinball game as well, I've been making like tons of progress on mine, and I even added telemetry, which is pretty cool. Maybe I can show you. Which is pretty cool, because I'm kind of getting ready to start play testing it with people, and I want to record all of the data from each playthrough. So I have like a bunch of telemetry going on. I know you're working on 2 games. I had no idea you were working on an RTS and a multiplayer one at that. Damn, you're brave. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do to pay the bills, you know? But as I was saying, I added telemetry to my pinball game. So in a random play test or whatever, I record like all of the ball hits, like which target the ball hit and how many points you got from hit that target, all of that nonsense. When you hit when you lose the ball, how many points that ball scored, for how long that ball was kept alive, all of that. And then I also record the hit map of where the ball was, so I can have like an idea of where the player had like more difficulties and stuff. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. That's perfect timing. Tomorrow I'm announcing my next pinball game on Steam. If you are streaming tomorrow, I'll send it to you. Yeah, I'll be streaming, and I'm pretty sure I'll be streaming the pinball game as well. Yeah, I've made tons of changes to it. I'm gonna show it to you right now if you want. So I don't remember what was like the last version that you've seen from it. But I've been tinkering with the table a little bit. And yeah, I've been tinkering with the table. And I have already like a mission to, not a mission, like a goal for the table. So if you remember, my game is like an incremental. He's made good progress on your pinball game. Yeah. I'm always working on stuff. I can't sleep on the job, you know, because the other ones are not my games, and I'm getting a little bit of money from working on them, but it's not enough to pay the bills. Like, it's not enough. And this one is my like pet project. This one is mine. This one I'm paying myself essentially to work on. So yeah. Can I disable like the freaking like collider stuff? It kind of looks weird. But essentially, this is a, I think I already explained it to you. I'm gonna give you like a quick rundown in either case. This is like an incremental / roguelite type of game. You start with the elements already in place, but they don't work. You need to first score points with your flippers, and then you go into this shop, and then you are able to purchase like upgrades for each like individual element group, and they start scoring, and they start actually like bumping the ball around and stuff. And the goal of the game is for you to unlock this part right here, which costs 99,999 points. So it's very expensive. And once you unlock this and you are able to pass the ball through the 5 slots, then you win the prototype. You beat the prototype. And yeah, last week I added like this beautiful, amazing menu here. I did remove the thing, yeah. So I added this beautiful, amazing menu. It might read a little small, but yeah, Dudezord's amazing unnamed pinball prototype. I have a disclaimer here saying that I'm like capturing all of the telemetry and stuff, and reach out if you don't want that. Then I also have like a key binding menu, so I can change stuff. And then I have a simple new game and continue. And on continue, it tells you like how many upgrades you've already purchased. And yeah, it's pretty cool. And then the objective is for you to like pass the ball through here. And if you are able to, GG, you win. Thanks for playing. Good job. You won. You won the game. Now that I notice, I need like a quit button there. And if I now go to oh, I actually don't know if I'm like recording the winning situation. I don't think I am, because I'm only sending data, I think. Yeah, I'm only sending data when I lose the ball. So I think I'll need to add more telemetry to that. Oh, yeah, I just noticed that we were on ads, so maybe you didn't see anything of what I've just shown, but let me know. I can show it again. Okay, in any case, okay, client is in sync, so I wish list your game. Good luck with your RTS. I don't know if RTS games are still popular on Steam. It's been a long time since I've seen one. Yeah, I would say that they are not really popular in the sense that they are hard as hell to develop for, you know, because once you have like thousands of units on screen and you need to keep like the multiplayer in sync and all of that stuff, not any game developer will be able to work on a game like that. Like, it's very, very complicated. I'm not saying that I myself could do that, because again, I only joined this project later, and the hardest parts were already done. But yeah, it's for sure like a very complicated category to make games for. And even on Unreal, one might think, oh, but Unreal is like so amazing and it offers like all of the tools that you would need. The reality is that we needed to reinvent a bunch of stuff, because if we were to use like native Unreal objects for our game, the game would be running at like 10 FPS whenever you have like thousands of units around. So we have our own animation thing going, we have our own physics going to move the entities. Essentially, none of the units, so let me see if I can show it to you. None of the units that exist in the world actually exist in Unreal, if that makes sense. Like, they don't appear here on the outliner at all, because they are not part of Unreal. We are the ones managing it. And because this all needs to be like kept in sync and all, like the game logic needs to run at a different time step than the rendering, so that you can like roll back the networking if something odd happens. It's very complicated stuff. But yeah, you were saying that you didn't know if any other RTSs were being developed. I know at least for certain that there's a Game of Thrones RTS being done for Unreal. This one, War of Westeros. And this is also Unreal Engine. Hello? Okay. This is refusing to play the video. But I mean, this doesn't show like any stuff. But yeah, it's like an RTS, but it's only like a couple dozens of units at once. It's not like a big giant battle with thousands of units. I mean, it does look pretty. I give them that. Like, this looks really nice, but it's always like dozens of units. And we are going for thousands, so. But I mean, this has been planned to be released in 2026. There has been 0 updates for the past year. So no one actually knows what's the state of this game right now. But yeah, this is an RTS and it's also done in Unreal Engine. I don't know any of RTS games made on Unreal Engine except for the one you just showed. Yeah. Yeah, mainly because you need to reinvent like a bunch of technology, like the engines, like Unity, Godot, and Unreal. They don't have all of the tools required for you to build an RTS game from scratch. I mean, if you go after Blizzard and all of those companies, they have dedicated closed source engines just for RTS games. Okay. So they have like specialized engines, and we don't have a specialized engine for RTSs. So everything that was specialized, we need to build on our own. So yeah, there's a bunch of tech in here, which it's our own creation. Okay, so the button kind of works. Things are still kept in sync. So now it's just a matter of figuring out where on the fortress system I need to do this thing here. Okay, so let's think about this. So I have this fortress data. I'll be getting a unit. Why make this game on Unreal and not Godot or Unity? Because multiplayer on Unreal Engine is a nightmare. I didn't choose the tech stack. I joined later. So, yeah. I didn't choose it. Same way that I didn't choose the board game to be done in Unity. The only engine that I chose was the one for the pinball game. And I chose Godot kinda as a meme, you know? Kinda as a, yeah, I have one game in Unity, I have one game in Unreal. Might as well go for the triple meme and have a game in the third engine just to make life more miserable. And yeah, that's what I went for. Okay, so what do I need to do here? So currently now on the fortress system, I'm gonna have this guard auto selections here. And then I will have the team ID or the owner ID. Does this work? No viable function. What do you mean? Is it get? Is it find? What the hell is it called? I thought it would be called get. I mean, I could also do this. Oh, actually I should probably build this by default with some data. Hold on. So here on initialize, then I have like initialize all fortresses. Hold on. Where is this getting called from? From here, then register all fortresses. Yeah, because I don't know if I'll have like this guy right there. That's the issue. So if guard auto selections dot contains unit movement owner ID, then here I say auto guard selection. Gonna be he guard selection. Lowest health. If it contains it, then I can do guard selection equals this. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. I admit that I'm going to switch to Godot now. Unreal Engine is driving me crazy. Every update has a problem, and some players have trouble launching games made with Unreal. Yeah, I would say that if you are working solo, which I don't know if you are, I don't remember, but if you are working solo, Unreal is way too complicated for that, because it does so much stuff that you don't need, and you kind of need to sometimes like work around their decisions, because the engine just does more than it needs to do for any given game. And it offers like so many different editors and tools and whatnot inside it. It's impossible for a single person to be able to like know like all the nooks and crannies of Unreal. And yeah, which means that whenever games don't work for someone, it's also very complicated for like a single developer to be able to like figure out why Unreal Engine is not working, because it can be like one of 10 different things in the engine. So yeah, if you're working solo, then for sure go with Godot or even Unity. I would say that out of the three, Unity is the simplest one to work with. It's the one that usually works out of the box everywhere. But yeah. But Godot has been good enough for me. It also has its own issues. There are tons of things that I don't like about Godot. But I mean, it's free and we kind of need to support open source anyway. So good on you, I think. I don't remember if you've shown me anything about your pinball game. I was like reading our chat messages from the last time you've been here. Yeah, Steam page will be published on June 25th. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you've shown anything. Do you think it's easier to make a multiplayer game on Godot than on Unreal? I don't know. I've never made a multiplayer game in Godot. But I would say that making a multiplayer game in Godot should be similar to making a multiplayer game in Unity, because Unity and Godot, they are very similar in most cases. So in Unity, it's not terribly difficult. You just need to like have a pretty good mental model of all of the possible issues that you will find, and you kind of need to protect your code to handle like those weird situations. I know that Unreal out of the box already gives you like a bunch of automated networking stuff, but even on this game we are not using any of that. We are doing our own networking layer, so I couldn't say if Godot is easier than Unreal or not. I can tell you that the type of networking that we are doing here is very, very simple, because we are in total control of everything, because we are not using the Unreal networking layer to do the networking part. And it also depends on a game by game basis, you know, because this one like runs in a essentially turns. It doesn't actually run in turns, right? It runs in it's a real-time strategy game, but it runs in 20 updates a second. So it runs at 30 millisecond turns. No, 50 millisecond turns. Um, it's kind of easy to like roll back code and calculate stuff and fix stuff on the fly. But if you were talking, for example, um, I don't know, like an FPS or a racing game where you have like things colliding with others and people peeking behind the wall and yeah, I don't know. Whenever your game depends on high stakes actions, and if a small mistake in code might lead to a bad decision of someone dying or shooting another or not, or a car crashing or not crashing based on some like weird networking fluctuation, then that will be like a pain in the ass networking layer to figure out. But in this case, although it might seem complicated because we are talking thousands of units and 20 players at once and whatnot, it's actually fairly easy. It's a fairly easy code because it's all deterministic. We are in control of all of the messages that are sent. We know what needs to be interpolated and what doesn't. We are hashing the packets ourselves. So if someone modifies the hashes, like a man in the middle kind of scenario, we can force a rollback on everyone very easily. So yeah, I don't know if it's easier or not in Godot. I would say that it should be easier to make something simple. In Unreal, if you were to make like something simple, it's still gonna be very complicated because you need to always touch like 20 different things. Okay. In any case, how do I do this? Find replacement guard. Let me see again where the hell is it used. Constraint guard circle. Look for a friendly replacement before snapping back. Into 32. Highest health. Actually don't know what is the best way to do this code because I'll need to do a lowest variant and then a highest variant. So then here I'll need to say if it's lowest health, then do this. Else, if it's highest health, then if current health is highest, or if it's the closest one. Then we say highest health, that, and then best unit, that. I feel like I need like a best lowest unit for that, and then I'll need a best highest unit for this. I don't know, bro, this is hella weird. Since Godot is much more optimized than Unreal, I think it must be a bit easier to make a multiplayer game on Godot. I actually don't agree that Godot is more optimized than Unreal. Godot does 1/100th of the things that Unreal does. So it's not optimized. It's just a more simple engine. It has like less dependencies. I swear, making a multiplayer game on Unreal with their run-on server, run-on client replication system, nodes that repeat themselves several times in a row so that the connection is ultimately unstable. I've already made a multiplayer game on Unreal, never again in my life. Yeah, again, I've never made a game in Unreal, but the run-on server and run-on client, it's very similar to Unity. So like I'm working on a game in Unity, right? Like the multiplayer board game. And essentially the way that it usually works, so like for example, imagine that tile placement. So imagine that me as the player, okay, imagine, I'm assuming that you know like Unity basics, but assuming that I'm the current player and I am like moving the mouse. So it's a board game where I place tiles in a board, okay? Imagine Catan, where you place tiles. So whenever I place a tile, as the player that is currently playing, I will need to send a message to the server saying, I want to place this tile in that step, in that coordinates, with this color and this data. And then the server, which is tagged with a server only method, needs to call the same function but on all of the clients. So it calls like, so we have a playstyle regular, which is like local. Then we have a playstyle server. Then we have a playstyle clients. And then usually here I have an underscore common, like a syntax where okay. Then this is like the changes that happens for everyone at once. And it's like the same thing everywhere. So the local explode tiles call the server explode tiles, the server explode tiles call the client explode tiles, and then the client explode tiles called like the code locally. But I mean, this is just how it usually works pretty much everywhere. We have like these remote procedure calls, which like remote functions that you can call on server on clients, and this is the only way that you have like to keep state. Although for Unity, I have one level where the objective of the level is for me to throw dice. And I would assume that it was going to be like very difficult because it involves like physics, and physics need to be deterministic. And I need to make sure that when I throw the dice on this player, the dice will roll like the same way on the other players. And I thought that this was going to be like very complicated to implement. And Godot gives it for free by adding like a specific component and toggling on a checkbox. So it kind of depends, I guess, on the specific features that you use. Okay, find replacement guard. Okay, how do I do this? This is like fairly complicated. Oh, so this is always of the same owner ID as the fortress. Okay, so in this case, I only need one best unit. Okay, so in this case, I only need one best unit. Because it's always the same one. Okay, and then here I can kind of do this. And here I can do a fortress data. This fortress data owner team ID. Yeah. So I grabbed the guard selection for that. If it's the lowest health, I store it on best unit. If it's highest health, I store the highest unit. Okay, so I think that this one, oops. I think that this one should be done, I guess. Okay, and then we still have like the other one here, which is the find new guard. And the find new guard comes from handle guard assignment as well. But this is whatever. Oh, so they have different radius. Ooh, I didn't know that. So it slightly prefers friendly. Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so then we have best friendly and best enemy. But enemy can be whatever, and friendly is myself. Okay, so this is going to be the friendly guard selection. And this is going to be this one. The friendly guard selection. And this is going to be the enemy guard selection. No, hold on. Lowest friendly, lowest blah blah blah. And then here I need to do a highest friendly HP and then the highest enemy HP. Okay, and this is going to be the owner unit. The unit movement owner ID, right. Because friendly is always from the fortress and the enemy is always for that guy there. Okay, so best friendly. Best unit. Okay, I'm confused. Does this code even work? Because best friendly is never set to anything. Neither is best enemy. Okay, I'm freaking confused. Yeah, I actually don't believe that this code does anything. Best friendly. Yeah. And here we calculate best unit, but then we never return best unit. The hell? Yeah, I highly doubt that this function is doing anything at all. Although this is a reference. Oh, this is a reference. So we grab a reference for best friendly or best enemy. I see. So if it's friendly, that. And then here we say okay, highest HP. Highest friendly HP, highest enemy HP. And then we say guard selection is friendly, then friendly guard selection, else enemy guard selection. Oh, auto. Okay, and then here I can do if guard selection. Oops. E guard selection lowest health. We do this. Else we do something different. Else if that. Yeah. If it's larger than or unit health and it's closer, then highest HP, and then best unit equals that. Okay. Let me think a little bit about this. Let me think a little bit about this. If it's friendly, then it's that ID. Okay, so I guess that the guard selection is always be for the unit and not for the fortress. Okay, so if I don't have a guard and I have a ton of units from my own team there, I'm only gonna get friendly guard selections. So I'm always only gonna get either this or this, which will be fine because I'm not finding anything else. If I'm only getting enemies, I think that's gonna be the same thing. They're never gonna be friendly. But it's still gonna like select them properly. The issue is when I have both. So if I have friendly and enemy on the same group, if I have a friendly and enemy on the same group, so let's imagine that this is a friendly, and friendly has the lowest health for now. Well, actually, if I have a friendly and hold on. Well, if it always finds a friendly, then it's always going to prefer the friendly. Yeah, that's the thing. And the friendly will always be either lowest and highest, or highest. But if it doesn't find the friendly, it's gonna find the enemy, and the enemy might be different. I think that this logic works. The thing is that it's kind of tough to actually know for sure. So I'll need to try this somehow. I need to try this somehow. Okay, so this compiled nicely. I'm gonna put 2 players. And we'll see how this works. I'm pretty sure that this is gonna bump my GPU usage. Okay, but apparently I can still stream. Okay, good. If I do this, does this still work? 70% GPU. Okay, we should be fine. We should be fine. Okay, so how do I actually want to do this? Oh. Okay, so if I click on this, it's still in sync. Okay, let's go with lowest health. Okay, I should probably first like start spamming a bunch of these guys. So key E, R, and then D, maybe. Okay, maybe I'm just gonna like control a little bit more. Hello. Just gonna kill this one so I have like free movement around this. Okay, pretty cool. And I'm gonna wanna spam a regular unit as well. Okay, and if I go and try to push this guy somehow. Okay, so this always works. It's like the pushing around stuff. Okay. 31 damage. Oh, it doesn't show the HP. They're not like updating the HP thing there. Oh well. Okay, my question now is, if I move these 3 guys here, if I move these three guys here. And if I somehow try to attack this guy, if I have lowest health, I want to see who gets selected first. Okay. So got selected was actually this guy here. Okay. Now I want to have like a bunch of these guys here. Opa. Stop. And I want to attack this guy here. Okay, I want to attack this guy here. But now I'm gonna toggle to highest health. Didn't work. Didn't work. Why? Yeah, why didn't this work? The hell? I'm pretty sure that this is gonna be like easier. Okay, let's spawn more regular units here. Oh, I shouldn't have medics. Nah, never mind. I shouldn't have medics here. Yeah. Medics are no bueno. Okay, so this guy is still there. This is set to highest health. So, question is what happens if I shoot this guy? Nearby units. Oh, I don't have any nearby units here. How? Handle guard assignment. So guard entity was set to -1 because the guard died. So I need to find a new guard. Okay, and where is this guy here? It's there. Lowest, highest. But I mean, oh, okay, so now I have nearby units. 22 of them. The fuck, how? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They have a bunch of them duplicated, which is odd. Okay, so guard selection is set to highest health. So this part here is correct. Friendly is true. So highest HP. I know the issue. Needs to be minimum. This needs to be set to minimum. Good job. Okay, in the other place that I did this, did I also... Yeah, this is also wrong. It's to be minimum. Yeah, because if not, it always like selects like the first one or something. Okay, max, minimum. Okay, stop. Okay, now surely is gonna work. First try every time, you know? First try every time. Build succeeded. Let's go. Okay. So we go again with 2 players. And really so freaking slow every time to do anything. Come on, little guy, you can do it. You can do it. I don't know if this like lags my stream that much or not. It's tough to see. I'm like watching the preview. It looks fine. Okay, let's try this again then. So, I want to have some of these. Oh, to have a couple of these, this and this. Go, 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 go. So it's ours to keep now. Good job. Okay. So if this is set to lowest health and I attack this guy here, it should select a regular guy. If I go to highest health and I select this guy here, then GG. It selected the guy with the highest health. Hooray! Free confetti for everyone. Let's freaking go. Okay, pretty cool. Pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool. What more can I try here? What more can I try here? Oh. Kind of want to attack that guy, but it needs to move so close that it's weird. Oh, the fuck? Hold on, I'm confused. Okay, something odd happened where it picked up this guy directly. No, 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 no. Cannot be that. Okay, something odd happened, but because it got like auto selected there twice as the guard. I think it's just if I like try to attack that guy or something. No, if I click it just pushes it and then it. I think it was like just pushing it and then it gets stuck. Okay. And it's all still in sync, so. Yeah, but what I wanted to try is if we try and shoot this guy here. Okay, hold on. Why is this not working? Why can't I attack this guy? So previously I was able to attack. Okay, so if I do this, does it work? Okay. Oh, so it doesn't work with projectiles. For some reason. Oh, but if I do it like this, then it... No, it also doesn't work. I'm very confused. I'm very confused. But I would say that this is probably like very close to what we need. But again, this is very complicated to test, so I'll need to think about how to actually test this, because this requires moving units that are close by. Yeah, this is like freaking weird. Yeah, I feel like I'm missing here because I'm pretty certain that the tank is like being auto selected there for some reason. Now if I do like this. I don't know. I might be imagining stuff. I mean, what else could I do? I mean, I can probably ask Mr. LLM guy. What does it think about my current code? That is. Something that we also need to fix is the button for the HUD is like floating. You know, it's like floating there. So I kind of want to have it connected to the bottom somehow. But then if anything, just like a little bit offset from there. Or maybe I can even make it there. And then I move it here or something. I don't know. I mean, if I make it anchored to the center, which I'm pretty sure this guy is gonna be anchored to the center as well. Although it doesn't show me there where. No, it's actually to the center. That means that I can like move this guy here. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so now it shouldn't be floating anymore. Let me just quickly double check. Yeah, so it appears like right to the side of the thing. So I like that. Okay. Okay, so maybe let me just quickly ask Codex what it thinks of this. Check my current branch. This is the task that I worked on. Check if the selection logic that I implemented makes sense, or if is there something that will cause a bug or should be done differently. Don't make any changes. Okay, let's ask the AI lords what they think about my code. They're probably gonna say your code is like shit. Oh, wife sent me a message. Ebola has reached France. GG. New pandemic on the way. France diagnoses first case. Ay ay ay. It's medic. Ay ay ay. Okay. Okay, the AI overlords are still working, so I need to wait a little bit longer. We only know that the workspace shall hit blah blah blah, find the working branch, blah blah blah, and committed partially stage. The basic min-max comparison is internally sound, including deterministic entity type breaking. I'm now checking the less obvious state and capture paths. Those are where lockstep rollback bugs tend to hide. Yep. Go on then, sir. Okay, I just need the LLM to say, okay, this is good enough, and you are free to go and have lunch, which is what I want to do. I'm hungry. Sources. The hell are sources here? GitHub CLI. I see. Damn, this is getting slow. 3 minutes 30. But I'm pretty certain that this is working almost good enough. Almost good enough. Okay, I'll put 2 hours of work in this. Important path in sea surface. Regardless, Fortress does not call find new guard directly. I'm checking that first assignment path separately so the review matches what actually runs in game. Okay, I'll probably need to get rid of the extra high and just go with high next time. Okay, so while we wait for the afternoon task, we are going to work on a preview selection when we are hovering and doing essentially a box selection on the map. The min-max comparison in TID makes sense, but I found 4 correctness issues. P1, normal guard acquisition ignores the toggle. Scan for passing units, still always selects lowest health. This is the regular, yeah, I mean, the scan for passing units. Well, the thing here is that the units will be walking. And they'll probably all gonna be from the same owner in any case. I mean, I might as well add it here. YOLO. Then here, oops, then here I'm gonna say guard selection equals e guard selection lowest health. Then if guard selections auto selections dot contains unit movement owner ID, then we say guard selection equals guard auto selections that, and then we just check if guard selection equals lowest health. We do this. We do this. Else, if it's the highest health, we do unit health highest less than Okay, so this is the P1 that it refers to. Selection mode is missing from snapshots and sync hashes. Guard auto selections affect simulation but isn't saved restore. Rollback can be used future mode, but its command is replayed. Oh. Well, the guard auto selections. Mixed enemy teams produce order dependent selection. Yeah. I mean, for the best enemy, it kind of doesn't. If you have like multiple enemies, it kind of doesn't matter. You'll just be like fighting one another. And usually, whoever is the closest one will be the selected. Okay, so I think I need to bump replay version. Selection mode is missing from snapshots and sync hashes. Okay, where does that happen? Messages? No. Snapshots. Snapshot manager. Okay, should be here somewhere, I would say. Serialize, group, mask. Player rollback. Okay, so do I need to add it here to this snapshot then? ECS state snapshot. Check simulation reason saved or stored or hashed. Diff. Yeah, I actually think that I'll need to talk then with I think I'll need to ask around. What do I need to do here? Because I don't know how to propagate that data. I mean, there's this gold hash. So these. So it has this gold storage. Okay, then I would need to do something like this, I guess. So I need to hash based on that stuff. Okay. Yeah, I think I will. I'll need to ask around. So I don't want. I won't tackle that immediately. But I mean, it's already 1:30 p.m., so it's a kind of lunchtime. Anyways, everyone, I'm gonna go for lunch now. I'll be back in around 1 hour. And I mean, I appreciate you all for keeping me company, for the little chats throughout the morning. And yeah, on the afternoon stream, we'll continue working on our RTS game. We'll finish this the serialization, like the networking aspect of this button here, and then we'll tackle the hover preview selection, which should be simpler, hopefully. Okay, thank you very much, and I'll see you in around 1 hour. And as always, I appreciate it all. See you soon.